I tackled this subject, I don't know, a few podcasts ago, a live show ago, or something. It's been a while. While I was talking about somebody who I had met online, and I met, and things weren't as they seemed. So I thought I'd dedicate this podcast episode to something like that. Something that just happened to me. And I thought it was really funny because people really are crazy, especially people online. You have to be very, very cautious. Not that you have to be uber cautious, but you have to be cautious and be aware of people who not necessarily, not they don't have your best interest in mind, but a lot of people play games online. There's a lot of I think people get more confidence when they're sitting behind a keyboard to be a certain way, and I don't get it. Online dating hasn't really worked for me. But anyhow, just the other day, I was on a website. It was a gay dating site. I wouldn't even call it dating, but it was an online dating type site nonetheless. And a screen, I guess it's called screen name, or what would that be called? That would be called their, well, we're gonna say screen name. And so they messaged me, and this person says to me, and they used my first name. Well, not my first. They used the first initial of my name. They said, "Hey D, what's up?" And I didn't recognize the screen name, or I don't know if the screen name had changed. And I'm like, well, this person obviously knows me. I didn't think he was that. Remember that John guy, John Evans, somebody that used to do the psychic readings, and he would say, "Oh, somebody's coming through with the name of a, or somebody's coming through with the name of a B." That's how I felt like but anyhow, he said, "Hey D, what's up?" And I'm like, "Hey, okay." And I just immediately typed him back. I said, "I guess I know you. Who is this?" And they respond back, "LOL. It's just me. What's going on, D?" And I'm like, I am way too old to be playing games with people online, for one, and for two, this is just senseless because I'm ready to block you. And so he goes on and says, "Well, I remember you was a good kisser." Now, mind you, people who know me and people who listen to the show, I've only been back in this area for less than 2 years. So anybody that I've kissed in the last 9 years wouldn't have been from here, because I haven't kissed anybody here in the last 2 years. Well, maybe one person, but I know who that person is. And so I'm like, so this is somebody from my past that's playing a game. It's not. I thought it was a friend of mine being funny, but they said they lived here in the area. From the profile, it's very, very non-specific, and I'm like, okay. I said I have only I've not told them what I just told you guys, that I hadn't kissed anybody in the last 9 years. So it's obviously somebody that lives here and never left the area. And I'm like, okay, stop playing games. Who is this? And then he was talking about, that 90s kiss really lingered or something. I'm like, then I figured out who it was. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you playing these games with me? And he was like, I just started. This is typing. I'm kind of putting in conversation for him. He's like, I'm just seeing what you're up to. For one, yes, I kissed you a long time ago. For one, I don't remember me kissing you. Well, kind of I do. And I can't remember if it was a good kiss or not, because I was probably drunk. Anyhow, and so we kind of go back and forth. And then we get to talk about specifics of, what's going on with you, what's going on with me. But I never really asked, why are you playing these games? Because then you don't have a picture in your profile. Your description's not specific. And what you say you are, because I've seen you in the last couple years, in passing, not that we had conversation or anything, but what you say in your profile is not what I seen when I seen you. So what that brings us to today, all this leads up to, and what we haven't had in a very long time, I guess it's time for
The Daily 10 on the 5x5.
Yes, it's the Daily 10. I'm David, like I said earlier. I'm your host, coming to you from the 5x5. And this Daily 10 is dedicated to online dating, specifically, etiquette and creating profiles and how you respond to people. So let's get started. The first, and I guess the most important, is online dating itself. It is online. I think you have to have some preconceived notions of what you're getting yourself into, and that goes for both sides. And if you hear somebody say that they're dating, they found somebody, or they found the person of their dreams online, don't diss it because you haven't been successful. Maybe this 10 list, maybe you're doing some of those things and you're not, this is why you're not being successful online dating. I've tried online dating. Do I like it? It has its ups and downs and pros and cons, but it is what it is. And that's the age we're in. So I think we had to curtail some of our behavior so we can be successful. If this is the route you're going to take to find your soulmate. So that was number one. Number two, and this is more about the profile itself, you at least have to have a picture. I don't know how many times I've come across a profile that doesn't have a picture. That doesn't make sense to me. It's online dating. You're going to meet this person eventually. You're going to meet the person eventually, so they might want to know what you look like. I've seen people without pictures, and then or if you have a picture, make sure it's current. I don't want to see a picture of you that's 10 years old and that you've put into Instagram, changed the lighting. I had a friend one time tell me, he's like, why do people have such, we was talking about online dating, he said, why do people have such bad pictures? This is your calling card. For one, this is what, and looks are one thing, but you have to have something to attract somebody. Like, oh, that's a good picture, or that's an interesting picture. It doesn't need to be anything crazy. It just needs to be a good picture. You need to be smiling, and that's what somebody told me the other day, that because my name on one of the sites, and I go by this pretty much everywhere, even on Instagram. If you look me up on Instagram, I am one funny guy, one FUNNYGUY, one funny guy, because that's who I am. I think I'm funny. I hope you guys think I'm funny. And he was saying, this is your calling card. This is the way somebody kind of it attracts you to their profile, so you can delve in deeper to see if this is somebody you want to contact or not. So have a picture, don't have an old picture, and also the picture needs to be within a couple of feet from your face. Now we have those obligatory selfies everybody takes in the mirror. Do one of those, keep it simple. And I ran into this as well. This is so crazy. I was talking to somebody and the profile was nice. I'm going to give you a chance. If you can email me a picture in the first 5 exchanges, or even put out there, I don't want to have my business out there. I understand that sometimes, so I can email you a picture. It could be your job, and people kind of exploit you. I understand that, but if you're going to email me a picture, don't email me a picture where, if I'm in Indiana and you took the picture in Georgia, and that's the distance between from the camera to you. I don't want a faraway picture. I need to see your face. I need to see a face. That's all I ask. And then what I ran into was this gentleman told me that he didn't know how to put pictures on his computer. It is 2013. I would have believed that maybe 6 years ago, and I would hardly have believed it 6 years ago. It's not that hard. Or even he says, well, I can email you a picture, but I don't know how. That's a crock. Every If you have a cell phone, I would say 95 of the cell phones out there now have a camera on it. You know, I was willing to give this person my phone number so he could text me the picture, but oh, I don't know how. Yeah, okay, goodbye. So pictures are important on it when creating a profile. Then have a good description. Number three, have a good description. I've seen so many profiles where people it's just I'm here looking around. That doesn't tell me anything about you. My particular profile, it says, of course, I'm one funny guy. Um, like to laugh, like to go on dates, dinners in, out, comic book boy, geek, nerd, gamer. I tell different things about myself so somebody can get a picture. If somebody happens to like that, it's like, oh, this guy, I have wine, love to go to wine tastings. If somebody likes wine, and you find something in common, this is what online dating. You don't get to talk to this person, you know, from the get go. You're not like at a club and you can have that exchange. You're reading this about this person and trying to figure out. It's just like shopping. When you shopping online, you read the details. Anytime, like when I bought any of my televisions, computer, cell phone, whatever, I've read a lot online and I've read the details. And if it has a really bad description, then I'm not gonna buy it. I think that's pretty simple. Number three, and this could have been down the list. I'm sorry, number four. This could have been down on the list, but don't be married. For me, it works for other people. Don't be married. I'm not going to talk to you. I don't want to have any exchange with you. I've dealt with married men on the DL. It's not cute. It's not fun. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of stress. Nobody has time for that. If Sweet Brown was here, she would say, "Ain't nobody got time for that." Nobody has time for that. So, and don't be in a relationship if you have a picture and you have a good description, but then at the bottom of your description says, "I have a partner." I'm not going to talk to you. Somebody emailed me the other day. He's like, "Oh, I'd like to get to know you. We should go for a drink." And it all sounds really nice. He's like, "Oh, I left out. I've had a partner for 17 years." Okay, well, you're gonna have a partner for the next 17 years because I'm no longer interested. Goodbye. I don't understand people. People are crazy. Then we get to number five. If if somebody sends you a message, have the common courtesy to say either hello back or I'm not interested. Not, even though that kind of might sound harsh, I've kind of now, if I'm not interested in somebody, I'll say it's not what I'm looking for right now, but thanks for the shout out or hit up. Good luck. I'll say something like that because, I've been rejected. It's not fun. Especially even online, because you're thinking, who the hell that person thinks he is, rejected me on the computer. It happens. I'd rather be rejected online behind my keyboard than rejected in my face poorly and maybe embarrassed. But, but be kind. This goes both ways. If you send a message out, be kind in your message. And if somebody does send you a message and it's all flattery, even if the person that I thought was the most unattractive person on the planet sent me a message saying that they thought I was attractive, I'm appreciative of that because, the next person might not find you so attractive. So when somebody responds, you need to say, I'm not interested, or thanks, but not what I'm looking for. I think that's a good touch. Number 6, don't stalk me online. I wouldn't say a lot, but I've had several people, every time, and I guess there's a way on some of these sites they can see if you're online, and maybe you had an exchange or two, maybe you've put out the I'm not interested, or even given the vibe that you're not interested. Every time I come online, don't ask me what I'm doing online or who I'm talking to. It's none of your business. I had one person, because they knew somebody I knew, they went to that person's Facebook page because that person was a friend of mine. And another thing, don't discuss me. You know, maybe you're going to ask your friends. I guess if you live in a smaller city, in a big city it's hard to do, but in a smaller city, if you're online, don't discuss me with everybody in the city, because this is between me and you. If we're going to date, then maybe, well, not even maybe, then we'll tell people. But before we get, don't be asking questions about me. Ask me, I'll give you an answer. But I guess some people protect themselves that way. But anyhow, and he had looked me up on Facebook and then tried to friend me on Facebook. No, that's not going to happen. Don't do that. I can't stop you from hitting me up on Twitter. I can delete you. But yeah, he found out that I knew somebody. Somehow I was being discussed, obviously. And then you're trying to friend me on Facebook. You're online stalker, and you need to stop it. You're crazy. Number 8. This happened, what I was talking about earlier at the beginning of this profile. Something like this. Don't make another profile pretending to be someone else just to get information from me. I've had that happen in the past. Not the when I told you at the beginning of the podcast what I was talking about the guy who I forgot, who was on the site and was saying things that he knew about me but wouldn't tell me who he was. If I say I'm not interested, for one, I'm not going through the trouble. Don't make another profile just to talk to me or to get to see another picture or to have a conversation from me, because eventually I'm going to meet you. Or if you're playing games, that means you're crazy. Who does that? Where the hell they do that at? I don't know. But don't do that, because it's very bizarre. It's very weird. And most importantly, number 9, don't lie. I think my numbers are a little messed up, but you guys get the gist of it. Don't lie. You can't lie about anything. I used to be not even ashamed. I was very body conscious. So now I include, a picture of me standing, and of course, a picture of my face and my beautiful smile. Yes, I have a good smile, and I might just put that on Spreaker one of these days. But don't lie, because, again, you're going to meet the person. If you say that you're 6'2", 175, swimmer's build, and I meet you, you're 5'3", bald head, 1'2", that's an issue, because that's going to make me be mean to you. Don't waste my time. Because if you have a picture, whether I'm attracted or not, I might surprise you. Because I've dated, a different types of men, and if you lie about what you look like, what else you gonna lie about? But then you're not really serious. Then you're after other things, and you're still not gonna get it because you're a liar. And nobody has time for that. So don't lie. Don't lie about your job. Don't lie about how you look, your weight, your age. Oh my God. When I moved back to this area, I was out of this area for roughly 7 years. And when I come back, of course, I get on the local site to see what's going on. There's somebody that I might be interested in dating, or even going on a date with. Everybody's not looking for marriage. And the people that I did know that was on the site, I had aged 7 years. Chronologically, that's how it works. But you guys are the same age, and I thought that was really, really funny. And I even asked one guy, I'm like, because I said, is this who I think it is? And I'm like, oh well, because I knew this person was older than me, way older than me. But now that we're the same age, or even younger, because you haven't changed your age on your profile in the last 7-8 years. So I said, well, I thought you was older than I was. And so this was his explanation, which I understood it. It doesn't make sense to me. Because again, eventually the person that you're trying to dupe into thinking you're younger, they're going to find out your age, and I don't think that's fair. Let somebody make their own decision on whether they want to date somebody that's older. It's not a problem. If you're 57, you want to date somebody who's 22, go for for it. If they like you, knock it out. That's not for me, but if that's what you want to do, knock it out. No, but his explanation to me was, well, if I put my age what it really is, and people are searching for me, they won't search for this age, and it'll take me out of the pool. Exactly. If they're not searching for your age group, then that person's not into you. He's not into your age. So I don't get it. So we kind of laughed it off, but then I'm like, you're an idiot. I'm not talking to you anymore. But you know, it was funny. You know, I told her, I called everybody I ever met, and told them what had happened. Let's see. This is probably are we at number 10? Oh yeah, we're at number 10. I've seen this 1,000 times. I'm gonna give you an 11, but I've seen this 1,000 times. Narcissism. You know, I don't care how much money you have, what kind of house you have. You know, I think it's a fine line between describing who you are, what you like to do, without bragging on yourself. And I've seen so many profiles. It's like, why? And then they give you a laundry list of things that they don't like, you know, or the types of people they don't like. I'm like, wow, get over yourself, you know, because at the end of the day, most people just want somebody nice. And to me, that comes off as really shallow when you're so narcissistic about who you are. You know, I'm an open book. I don't think I'm better than anyone, or I don't think I'm less than anyone either, but don't be a narcissist. You know, bring it on down a couple notches and let somebody want to meet you before you get crazy on them with all your demands. That's all I can say. I thought I had a number 11. We talked about lying. We talked about being narcissistic. Don't stalk people online. Don't make extra profiles. Don't be a married man. Screen names. I told you what my screen name was on a couple of sites, because that's who I am. I think I'm funny. You know, I think I'm funnier in person than I am in the 5x5 podcast. But anyhow, your screen name is important as well, because I'm probably not gonna respond to you if your screen name has anything about the size of your member, or about how much you'd like to have sex. You know, so keep it cute, keep it simple. And I'm not telling you guys what to do. You can do what you want. I'm just saying, I think a lot of people think like I think. And if you have like Mr. 8-inch Superdome, I'm probably not gonna, I'm not gonna respond to that. Or world's best bottom boy. If you're the world's best, I don't want to know about it. Let me find those things out. There's some things to be left to the imagination, and things like that are a few of them. Anyhow, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you guys for joining us on the Daily 10. I hope you found some things that were funny. I actually like doing that. That was kind of therapeutic. So hopefully we'll keep on doing this. Thank you guys for liking the show. You can always find us on iTunes and Stitcher and Blog Talk Radio. This is the 5x5, the Daily 10. I'm your host, David, and we'll see you next time.
Check us out on Facebook at the 5x5, or tweet us at the 5x5, or go to Recycle Blog Talk for past shows. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, this is Nikki from the 5x5. Take part in a new Facebook community page called Chive Talk. That's Jive with a CH. Share recipes and gardening tips with people from around the world. How is your garden growing?